All right. So here's the first exercise. I'm gonna have you work on it, and basically, I'm gonna try from now on. Um, Next week is gonna be March, so it's gonna be our March training. When it comes to tactics, I'm gonna try not to give you exercises where it is okay, white to move, find the best move, or black to move, find the best move. And the reason being is the more we do that, the more we become dependent on someone telling us there's something. I'm gonna try to give you exercises where I'll be like, here's the position, here are the next three moves. And I'll tell you the moves. Your job is to go over the moves and identify where there was a tactic. I won't tell you which of the three moves was a critical moment where there was a tactic. You got to identify. So that will give us more in that regard. It's not like right now there's a tactic. It could be on the next move for white, or it could be on the next move for black. You don't even know if it's for white or for black, or on the second move for white, or on the second move for black. So at some point in those three moves, someone had a tactic and missed it. So you have to be able to identify it. I don't know if that makes sense.
Totally.
Yeah, it does.
All right. Feel free when you do it in training to actually move the pieces when I give you the three moves, right? But if you really want to get the most out of it, try to do it in your head. Even trickier. But just know I'm okay. If you want to move the pieces one at a time, it's okay. Now, I'm gonna try to let's do it first without moving the pieces for this one. We're gonna do only one. So just let me know when you're ready and let me make this bigger as well. All right, are we ready or you wanna give us some time to
Man, you gonna make fun of us either way, if whether I'm ready or not.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Go for it.
You know why you asking that, right? Yes, we are ready.
All right, so here we go. Next move here for white is knight to g3. Now, Omar, Roberto, what is that knight attacking from there from g3?
The h5 pawn.
H5 pawn. And guys, this is something that I want you to try to do in training, and ideally you start doing it in your games too. Try to always is the word narrate, well, just to try to come up with like a story, right, of the moves like
Oh
g3
yeah,
don't be
narrate
like
it.
exact, so you narrate the whole thing. Try to create a story as you play along. Okay, knight g3 is attacking the pawn on h5, and if I get to h5, I'm attacking the queen on f4, and I'm attacking the pawn on g7. Also from g3 I can go to e2. So all of these, it might seem like silly, but if you do this, not only helps you at the moment, but even 10 moves down the road, your brain already recorded that, oh, the knight was on g3, but it was also attacking this, and it could go there. And it helps you even with blunders, because you're going to have a better sense of where your pieces were, where they're moving, because you keep saying it and you keep making it part of this story. So knight g3 is attacking the pawn on h5. The black pieces played h4. Omar, what is the pawn doing?
The pawn is attacking the knight.
There you go. So pawn is attacking the knight. You're never going to forget that. Then the white pieces played knight e2. Roberto, what is that knight doing on e2?
Attacking the queen. Oh, but I don't like that one.
Very good.
You know what? That was the transition that I thought, or the progression, as to say, that I was thinking of, and then I said, I don't know if that works. I don't like the
Yeah.
pawn and that queen being that close to what my position. I'm uncomfortable now.
All right.
Well,
all
for
right.
me, I was like knight h5, attacking the queen and potential checkmate. That's the way I was seeing it.
Okay.
I thought the same thing, but then I was like, well, the queen just comes up, comes to the G file.
Correct.
And now it doesn't,
okay,
it
but
doesn't really work.
Omar, be
Yeah.
specific. What is the G file? Look at that. He's trying to save the G file. He doesn't want to save his G3 or G4 or G5. Just this G file. Pick the right one.
Why can't you just let me have? Why you ruining my beautiful calculation with truth? That's what I want to know.
Truth has a way of getting in the way.
The whole file.
Yeah.
Pick
Pick
the
the
square
right one.
you like.
Okay.
I want you to pick the one you like, and the one you pick, I'll let you know if you're right.
All right.
That's what we'll do.
Giving you options. Okay.
All right. So knight goes to G3, pawn H4, knight E2. But we were thinking if the knight had gone to H5 with a potential checkmate, then queen is going to go to G4, because I was initially thinking, okay, it could go to G3, but it's if it goes to G4,
No, we
No,
get
because
a
that pawn
queen.
takes it.
Yeah.
See,
Not
you see,
G4. Yeah,
you see what I'm
exactly. Yeah,
saying?
that's exactly why I didn't want to tell you. It's hard to do, man, when you're not when the pieces are where they're sitting,
It
or when you
has to
don't
be
move them.
G5.
It has to be
It,
G5. Sorry. Yeah, it has to be G5.
yeah.
It has to be the five. Now, Omar, one thing that I also want you to try, man, both of you, is when you're doing this in your head, just try it. And at first, it might seem like nonsense, like am I imitating Hikaru here? But you fake it until you make it. You calculated a few moves, and just for the hell of it, just go ahead and close your eyes and just look away, and see if you can imagine the position. So close your eyes. Okay, my knight goes to g3, it's attacking the pawn on h5. Even if it's blurry, just try to do it. And the more you do it, the better that you're going to be getting at it. All right.
Okay.
So knight g3, h4. Then we said knight e2, but
E2.
I like knight h5 because it's attacking the queen and the pawn on g7. But whoa, they have queen g5. Fine. Now after knight e2, black pieces played queen to e5, and then the white pieces played pawn to f4. Omar, what is f4 doing?
F4 is attacking the queen.
Correct. So yeah, the black queen just took the queen on d4. That'll be the three moves for white, three moves for black. Now your job is go move by move in your head, ideally first. If you don't want to do it, I'm perfectly fine with you just moving the pieces on the board. Now, how do you want to do it at this point? Give it some time with the moves in your head, or do we move it one at a time?
In your head. Let's
Go ahead.
let's go level 5 from the get go.
Okay, so I'll give you 5 minutes max. If you don't find it, then we'll go over it, and now you know what to expect.
So we need to find out which side missed a potential tactic.
You need to find a tactic in one of those positions. Either after knight g3, black had a tactic, or after pawn h4, white had a tactic, or after knight e2, black had a tactic, or after queen e5, white had a tactic. So you gotta run it one by one, and that's the point. You don't know what the tactic was.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Right.
my mind was there. Okay, so the queen goes to
I'll give you
E5.
that. I'll give you that.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes to e5. Now, Roberto, anything for you?
No, I'm just drinking coffee.
All right, all right, all right. So
No,
that
no,
was
I'm sorry. I follow the thing, but I still not finding a tactic. So
very good. So let's say you did that in training, and you didn't find anything. Okay, let's move the pieces. So knight g3. Again, try to tell a story. Don't be like knight g3. I'm attacking the pawn. That's it. Knight g3. I'm attacking the pawn. If I get that pawn, I'm gonna be attacking the queen. If I get the queen, I'm gonna be attacking the bishop. So all of that is important. Now after h4, here Roberto, actually, when we were going over the moves, you were like, "Oh, I like knight h5." You said that immediately. So your intuition is on point. What you didn't do is spend enough time with it. Whenever my brain tells me, "Hey, this stood out," I'm gonna listen to it and spend some time there and do the things the simple things we already know, such as changing the move order, such as looking at the forcing moves and things like that. Here we said, "Oh, knight h5, good," but then Roberto said, "No, no, no, they could do queen g5," and it solved the problem. So whenever I see something like that, the first thing that comes to mind before I give up on it is, what if I change the move order? I want to do this, followed by queen g7. But the queen gets in the way. What if I go queen g7 first, king takes, then knight h5? This falls into that narrative of, oh, if the knight goes to h5, he's attacking both. So that gives me a pattern. Oh, that would be a fork if the king were on g7, right? So the forcing moves, along with that, changing the move order, will give you a simple tactic, nothing crazy, but something that would definitely make a difference in your game.
It's crazy, man, how you see that, and how now I will never not see it. Gotcha.
Any question before we put it aside?
No, I think it's a great exercise because it just combines everything. But it's pushing me to do what I need to do. That is find the opponent's best move, and I think
Correct.
we forget that chess is a game of two players, and you have to play both sides. And
Correct.
we started with hope chess, and as we move forward, we're removing that. But I still fall, especially in time controls that I'm running out of time, in those instinctual or instincts, right, that are not healthy. You just go
Exactly.
back to that pleasure food when you know that it's not good.
Exactly.